traditional performance. Tepatnya masih sama di Auckland War Museum. Jadi ya sama kayak kemarin lah. Pas saya berkunjung ke museumnya, cuma kemarin gak sempat nonton hak performance-nya ya. Oke, ini saya udah sampai. Jadi tiketnya sendiri itu $30. Dan tiket masuk museum saya gratis karena kemarin kan udah dikasih tahu kalau pakai working visa itu gratis. Working visa resident Auckland itu gratis. Oke, ikutin terus. Oke, keseruannya. See you guys, bye. Kita nonton Maori cultural performance, guys.
Legends tell of our ancient explorers who navigated the vast oceans of Te Moana Nui a Kiwa in search of a new homeland. Now they are known across the Pacific as Kupe and his wife, Hine Te Aparaki. Now their journey was long until finally in the distance, a long formation of clouds appeared, and with this they were certain that land was near.
Kupe, Titiro, help! Help, Taro!
Oye, Hine, hell Tearoa. We shall name these lands Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud.
They returned to Hawaii
Shoo!
with this knowledge
Shoo!
of new homeland.
Shoo!
Following in their wake, a series of migrations began. This known as the Hekenga Nui, or the Great Migration. Countless days and nights were spent at sea. Vast sails abroad, great waka. Commands and chants called forth all warriors to stay vigilant throughout their journey. A close affinity with the sea, our people soon became expert navigators. The constellations, the moon, and the movements of the ocean were their navigational tools. To bring this story to life, we feature the poi, a percussion instrument used to give rhythm to our music. Was complete. A new journey for Maori was about to begin here in Aotearoa. Translated simply into English, folks, I said, good afternoon. And yes, you can clap very loudly right now. Te whānau Rauku welcoming you all here to your Māori cultural experience this afternoon. Now, before we move on, we would like to teach you a phrase that we use here, and we encourage you all to use it as well. Now, it's made up of two words, hia, ora. Together we have kia ora. Wow. So we'd like to do a little bit of audience participation this afternoon. Please repeat after me, kia ora.
Kia ora.
That wasn't bad. It wasn't. But we'll try one more time, a little bit louder. Kia ora!
Kia ora!
So much better. Now, kia ora has several meanings. It just depends on how you say it. Kia ora can be used to say hello.
Kia ora!
Kia ora is used to say, why, thank you.
Kia ora.
And when accompanied with a very loud round of applause, it can mean well done, fantastic, or even excellent.
Kia ora!
So yes, we do encourage you all to use this phrase throughout the rest of our performance this afternoon.
Kia ora.
Now folks, in days of old, we the Maori, we had no written language. Now to pass down our histories, traditions and stories, we did this through word of mouth.
Kuairangi e, hea kuairangi e.
He aha te hai.
He aha te hai, wawara mai, he tiru e rā tina, nari ai mai te pupu taki hiki uta e tiki ngā tu e ho, te kotu koi a te po whakairo katu, ki wai te mata ai o kuairangi e.
He aha te hai.
He aha te hai, he tiu he rā pina, nai e mai te puta ki hiki uta e tiki ngā tu e ho, te kotu koi a te po, te whakairo katu, ki wai te mata ai o kuairangi e. Ko kiri!
It is our traditional chants, our mo te atea, he aha te hau. And yes, these chants, they are still practiced to this day. However, at the turn of the 18th century, we were then introduced to a new instrument which would change the way we would sing forever. We have now adopted this particular instrument. Okay, we call it the raku. You all know it as the guitar. Now the guitar, it added tunes, melodies, harmonies to our traditional ways of singing. It also helped us to create our next item, the waiata aru. Waiata meaning song, aringa, with hand actions. Now these actions describe the words that we are singing. You will notice two unique gestures. The first being the takahiri stomping of the foot. Now this keeps us all in time with each other and of course in time with our guitar. Now you will also see the shaking or the covering of the hands. We call this the wave. Now we the Maori believe that everything that moves, even the leaves upon a tree, has its own life force, its own energy, and this is depicted through the shaking of the hands. Today we'd like to bring forward a whanatāra action song entitled Kaya Koe Niwa. Please enjoy the action.
Give up the
introduce our pastime games. These games were also used as training tools for the use of our handheld weapons, which you will see a little bit later on in our performance. We begin with a tool we call the poi. Now the poi for the Maori is simply a ball at the end of a piece of string. In days of old, the poi was made from natural resources, weighed down by river stones, so yes, it was heavy, and it was also mainly used by our men to increase the flexibility in the wrist. However, to this day, it has been handed over to we the women simply because we do it a whole lot better. Nowadays used as a form of animation to depict such things as the rowing of our ancestral waka or canoe. Also used to depict the flight patterns of our native birds. You can hear a couple in the background. Then we're beating against the backs and the palms of the hands used as a percussion instrument. Now folks, we'd like to bring forward probably one of our most favourite poi of all time. There they are. There might have which is simply a long stick. There we go. Now the tirako is used to increase the flexibility and the dexterity in the arms, wrists, shoulders. We the women use this to improve our upper body posture. However, both of our warriors do like to get a little bit creative. They also use this tool to improve that very important gold sling. Please enjoy the first of our stick games. Let's see as you'll soon see, I pass between players and players, testing your hand-to-eye coordination, timing and your reflexes, the aim of the game. Right on! drop these sticks. Now we do have a rule, should any of our performers drop their sticks, not including those, yes, that's just for you, they will have to take our starving guitarist out to dinner. Right. So fingers crossed for him, he can speed up the song, slow it down. Please enjoy our most fun game, TT Fall Out. Anyway, folks, at this stage, we'd like to bring forward the reasons as to why we have these pastime games. As I said, yes, they were used as training tools for the use of our handheld weapons. I'd now like to bring forward one of our more knowledgeable warriors to introduce you all to Taira, Maurafo, Maori, weaponry.
Kia ora, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Banget, and I'm here to bring forth our next segment, which is to Taua Maurafo, Maori weaponry. Now folks, we have two weapons that we would like to showcase for you today. Now the first of our weapons is considered to be our most deadliest, our most well-known weapon here in Aotearoa. This is our short handheld patu. We call it patu. Can you all say patu?
Patu.
Yes, this is our patu. Now patu translated into English simply means to hit or to strike. Now, incorporated with the patu, we use ngā ko kirikiri ngā toro parawe, which are our simple foot movements. Now, these foot movements we use to keep our warriors light on their feet in preparation for battle. Now, if this weapon was held in the hands of an experienced warrior, it was known to kill its opponent almost instantly. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for our warrior? Now the next of our weapons, folks, is considered to be our most well-known, our most common weapon here in Aotearoa. This is our three-quarter staff. We call it the taiaha. Can you all say taiaha?
Taiaha.
Awesome. Now the taiaha has many different parts, and I'll briefly explain these different parts, beginning at the upoko, which is the head of our weapon. Now extending from the head, you will notice te arero, which is the protruding tongue. We the Maori believe that by protruding our tongue to our enemies, a sign of intimidation. Now if someone does this gesture to you in public, it means you look delicious, I'm hungry, and I want to eat you. Now we now move on to the eyes of our weapon. Now we call these eyes ngā karu. Now there are 2 eyes on each side of our weapon. Now these 4 eyes were used to see in all 4 directions. And they're also used to protect our warriors mentally and spiritually. We now move on to the hair of our taiaha. We call this the awe. Now this awe is made out of raipura. You may know it as feathers. Now we use the awe to distract our opponents so that we could go forth for a strike. Now we hold this weapon at the tinana, which is the body of our weapon. This is where our weapon was held, controlled, and maneuvered. Now bear in mind, folks, a lot of people like to mistake this weapon for a spear. However, it is very much not a spear, as it never left the hands of our warriors during battle. We now move on to our sharp striking blades. We call these blades ngā ate. Now these blades were used to chop and to cut down our opponents. And lastly, we have the tongue, the butt end right at the top, which was used to thrust into our opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for our second warrior? Awesome, folks. Now for this next part of our segment, our 2 warriors would like to demonstrate a few strikes. Now we call these strikes polu. Now our 2 warriors are going to aim these strikes at the most vulnerable parts of the body, which are the head, the neck, the body, and the legs. Firstly, we begin with our warrior and the patu demonstrating our first strike to the head. Our warrior and the taiaha demonstrating a strike to the neck. Our warrior and the patu are demonstrating a strike to the body. And lastly, our warrior and the taiaha with our last strike to the legs. So those were our basic strikes, folks. Now our warriors are going to move on to some counter strikes. Now we call these counter strikes ka. Now they're going to be aimed at the same parts of the body. This time beginning with our warrior there here with our first strike to the head. Our warrior and the patu counter strike to the neck. Our warrior and the taiaha counter strike to the body. And lastly, folks, both of our warriors with our last counter strike to the legs, and our favourite part, the family jewel. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for our 2 warriors? Kia ora, folks. Have you enjoyed yourself so far?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, folks, it has almost brought us to the end of our presentation for you today. However, we have saved the best item for last. Now, if any of you are fans of rugby or the All Blacks, you might know this dance. This is our Maori posture war dance. We call it the haka. Now, the haka was done in days of old to prepare our people mentally, physically, and spiritually before heading out to battle. Now, throughout the haka, you might notice some unusual gestures such as the hitting and slapping of the arms, the chest, and the legs. Now, gestures like these were done to physically condition our warriors. You'll also see the widening of the eyes and the protrusion of the tongue. Now, we call this te whakana me te whetiro. Now, as I mentioned before, it was done as a sign of intimidation of our enemies. Now, sometimes the haka could be performed so powerfully that no battle would ever continue because the haka had already won the battle. Folks, if you don't have your cameras out already, I suggest you pull them out right now. Our last item, this is the ever famous haka. Yeah! Well, yes, as I mentioned before, it has brought us to the end of our presentation for you today. Very sad. Unfortunately, folks, due to health and safety reasons, we are unable to take personalized photographs with you. However, I'm going to give you the opportunity to pull your phones and cameras out one last time. Our awesome performers are going to stay on the stage for about 10.
All right.
And
All
on
right.
that note, folks, how about one last time?
Yay.
On behalf of Te Whānau Raukura and the Auckland War Memorial Museum Tāmaki Paingahira, we'd all like to thank you for spending this part of your day with us and for also taking the time out of your day to learn about our beautiful Māori culture from this place, Aotearoa, New Zealand. Before you leave, we'd like to leave you with one positive message, and that message is mā te atua koutou, e manaaki, e tiaki ngā wā katoa. Now, translated into English, it simply means, may the Lord be with you, and may He look after you wherever you may go. Thank you very much for joining us, folks. Please exit through our exit just up the stairs. But before that, can I have one last kia ora?
Kia ora. Jadi tadi Maori Cultural Performance itu tadi ada menceritakan sejarah-sejarah Maori, sejarah senjata-senjatanya. Terus tadi terakhir tuh ada Haka Dance Performance. Oh sorry, Haka tuh means dance, jadi bisa dibilang, bisa disebutnya Haka Performance ya, bukan Haka Dance Performance. Oke, jadi itu aja keseruan hari ini untuk melihat Maori Cultural Performance. I'll see you guys next time and enjoy.